Alright, day number 95. How you guys doing? Um, Today is Let's Talk WWE. And I'm gonna go over NXT Stand and Deliver. And I'm also gonna go over AAA. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. So without further ado, if you guys are not wrestling fans, you guys can just click off this video. If you guys want to give your boy some extra watch time, you guys go right ahead and watch this video, because you know why not. Let's see, anything else I have before you even continue this video? Yeah. Last vlog, I did put the merch site in the description of that video. So if you guys are willing to, you guys don't have to. If you guys are willing to, get yourself some Ant Physics merch. You guys can go right ahead and do it up. And also, don't spend your money. Keep your money to yourself. Your boy don't need it. Without further ado, we are going to kick things off with the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne will defend the championship against both Kendall Gray and one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, Lola Vice. That match was incredibly crazy. I love NXT matches. I love AAA matches. I love Raw and SmackDown matches. I love PLE matches. This one was awesome. Lola wants to be the first Caribbean woman to be the NXT Women's Champion, and Kendall Gray just wants to be the youngest one. The last time I checked, Kendall was around your boy's age. I don't know if that is actually true, but I might even look it up anyways. Vince Sinclair was there, the Women's Speed Champion was there for her support for Kendall Gray, and as always, Fatal Influence was there for the support of the NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne. Some little commodic coming on between those three women on the outside that end up with a nice little back fist, another back fist, and a cover, which does mean Lola Vice is a two-time champion. Not only that, but having two belts, the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, as well as the NXT Women's Champion. So, there's that. There was a preview match on the Countdown show. I wasn't really watching it, because I didn't really care at that point. I really just wanted to see main eventing. I do know the teams. Your boy just got a lot of things on his mind right now, so I'm not going to go over that. I might watch the Countdown right after this video. I don't know. But there are things from Monday Night Raw that I will go over tomorrow night. Or tomorrow morning. It depends what time the actual preview on social media will show. So as long as I get that, that's going to be the video. But Seth frickin' Rollins will come out and address Gunther. And we will hear from the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. But today is NXT and AAA, so there's that. Let's see here. Your boy got a fancy little notebook for this. Yeah, why not? Let's do the Tag Team Championship match. This one was great. Fantasy Project defends the championship against Los Americanos, both Rayo and Bravo Americano, with El Grande Americano by their side and Jackson Drake by the Fantasy Project side. Anything about those young gentlemen? Nothing new. They're a team on an Evolve, and then as Jackson Drake pursued his NXT career, he had to vacate the Men's Evolve Championship and going through his time on NXT. And in a shorter amount of months, I forgot those other two, but they have been the NXT Tag Team Champions. But why stop there? Why stop there when we have Los Americanos and El Grande Americano being the number one contender for the AAA El Mega Campeon against Dominic Mysterio in AAA? Why not new champions? Why not retain? They did end up retaining. The Fantasy Project did defeat Los Americanos to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. Friendships turn bitter rivals. I am talking about Sol Roca versus Zarya. Zarya has had enough of Sol Roca's name being all over the place on NXT, all over the place on the Royal Rumble, all over the place on Saturday Night's Main Event, all over the place in general. Zarya just wants to prove that she can hang out by herself and do things by herself, which, in my opinion, Zarya should have been the NXT Women's Champion before Sol Roca had an opportunity, but that heel turn, I kind of knew that was going to happen. But it did let up to Stand and Deliver, which it did end up with 3 Soul Snatchers and a cover for Sol Roca. Sol Roca did absolutely nail 3 of them. One on the ringside area near the ramp, and twice in the middle of the ring. As Zarya was able to land, I believe, a single F5 kind of maneuver. She actually did call it the F5, but another F5 maneuver, but it had a kick out for Sol Roca. But again, Sol Roca just snatched the soul of Zarya, and Sol Roca celebrates that win over Zarya. Backstage segment with Sol Roca. Sol Roca was excited to put Zarya in the rear mirror. Izzy Dame, though, has some things about Sol Roca. Those 2 women will go one-on-one this Tuesday on NXT. Let's talk about Miles Bourne versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. One of my favorite matches. Of course, Miles Bourne having that Randy Orton type of instinct. Johnny Gargano, being Johnny Wrestling, had never lost in NXT or in NXT Premium Live Event or NXT Stand and Deliver, which is the biggest PLE in NXT history. It did, though, happen with this match included, because Miles Bourne was able to retain the NXT North American Championship for the men's side of things. I will be going over the women's side of things actually right now. I actually like my Rey Fenix shirt. It looks so cool. But he did have a nice little like zigzag type of finisher that Dolph Ziggler used to do in wrestling, that he actually does do in TNA now. Which is crazy, but it did end up with 3 of them right to the back of Johnny Gargano, hitting that win and hitting that victory for Miles Bourne to retain the NXT North American Championship. Let's talk about the NXT Women's North American Championship, as we are talking about the NXT side of things. Blake Monroe holding the NXT Women's North American Championship, but she was not the champion in this match. The champion was Tatum Paxley. Tatum wanted the championship back, and the only way to do so, in the middle of that ring, because apparently Blake Monroe didn't want to give it back in personal. That match was probably one of my favorite women's match of all time. You guys might be wondering, what is your favorite women's match? I'm gonna go old-fashioned Trish Stratus versus Lita, because their rivalry back in the day was awesome. But this rivalry, not really too much of a rival. Blake Monroe just stealing the NXT Women's North American Championship back in Houston. Tatum wanted it back and portrayed her hotel as she was having a nice little bubble bath with the NXT North American Championship right on the outside of it. Tatum invaded her hotel, wanted the NXT Women's Championship in New York City. It did not end up the way Tatum wanted. So in Stand and Deliver, Tatum Paxley was able to put down Blake Monroe and retain the NXT Women's North American Championship. Not only that, but finally getting back that championship. Let's talk about that amazing Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Championship as Joe Hendry defends against all three: Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Saint, and Ethan Page. I love Triple Threat, Fatal 4-Way, Fatal 5-Way. I love all those types of matches. It did end up with my pick, obviously, being Tony D'Angelo. And I did absolutely say a few days ago that if Joe Hendry would have lost that championship, he would have lost it to Tony D'Angelo. So Tony D'Angelo is our new NXT champion. Thank God for that, because I absolutely love Tony D'Angelo. I was kind of upset that he hasn't been the NXT champion, but now he is. Now we are good. Mission, Plan B, Plan 2 is cleared. What is Plan 3 for the NXT champion now? Tony D'Angelo. Let's talk about Triple A. Of course, Lady Flores defends the Rita Reigns championship against Sassy Love. Sissy Love, whatever it was. That match was crazy. I love AAA. I watch it every Saturday on the AAA YouTube channel. It was crazy with Lady Flammers retaining that championship. The first ever AAA champion and former AAA Latin American champion left Famoso with his team take on the Bad Boys in AAA, and they actually did whoop up with the win over the Bad Boys. This was crazy. I love AAA. Again, I love my Lucha Libre wrestling, and we got it there. Next week, April 11th, Penta will put up the WWE Intercontinental Championship on the line against El Hijo de Pekingo in an Intercontinental Championship match in AAA, which is the first in AAA history. So there's that. Will Penta retain and move on to WrestleMania with that gold, or will Hijo de Pekingo will head to WrestleMania to defend that championship and that Fatal 5-Way ladder match involving Dragon Lee? So far, that was the only thing from AAA. Again, I love AAA. So, there's that. The next time I come to you guys with a premium live event will be WrestleMania. Both nights, I will be going over both nights of WrestleMania here on YouTube. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to end this video off here. It's your boy Anthony, also coming in for 6 out of the Dance Squad. Peace out, guys.